Good afternoon. Good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. My name is Maxine Samone. My company's name is A Touch of Venus, and I'm here to deliver an intuitive message for you. I know I look kind of crazy, but I'm going to get dressed and head into town soon. I'll be on live later this evening to do personal readings. This reading will be posted on YouTube, so I am going to grab the download and post it on YouTube later this evening as well. The list will be open later this evening, but I wanted to get into the collective message for the day. This morning I was getting a lot of service interruption. It was like I was getting pulled away from my phone. I feel kind of like all over the place. There's some things that need to be released. Yeah, I'm feeling that heavy. And I'm also feeling like the complete opposite, where there's like this union coming in. I feel it's very connected to Mary and like Mary Magdalene Christ consciousness kind of vibe today, like union, but like what is getting in the way of you being in union with yourself? What is getting in the way of you being in union in the physical, If this is a realignment so that you can come into union with yourself, which will then be reflected outside of yourself, okay? So even if you're going through separation or if you are single, this is to get you in alignment with yourself so that it's still union energy. Does that make sense? Hello. Hi, everybody joining the live. Like I said, I kind of look crazy right now, but I wanted to get this message out because I feel very, I don't know, like Spirit's just like, get the shit out, okay? Testimony and 7. See, these are my Mary Magdalene cards. Testimony is about, you can see Mary's here with her cosmic egg. This is her testimony coming back to the people after she's seen the rebirth. And actually, I want to read this card because the story is interesting. But that's a powerful card about coming back and being reborn. And 7 is about releasing the blockages from the 7, like your 7 demons, your 7 egoic powers from your 7 energy centers. So like what is binding you? There's like a release. There's been a realignment on a DNA level, like energetic level, and your body is like catching up. That's what I'm saying. Like the DNA level is catching up to the realignment. So you may be like feeling jarred. Like I was saying, like this morning I felt like, hello. This morning I felt just like so many feelings, so many angel numbers coming in, and a pull away from my phone, like getting off the fucking phone, It's a rare condition this day and age to read any good news on the newspaper page. I love that. It's true. Oh, and then on the bottom of the deck, true love. I'm telling you, yes, angel numbers have been heavy today. Heavy. So there's union. This is Yeshua and Mary, Griselda, I will have the list open on another live. I do personals on the live, but we'll have to do that another time. Yeah, it sounded like a little jingle, a little rhyme. Okay, let me read this testimony though before we get into the messages for the day. Like I said, this will be reposted on YouTube. If you don't have time to stay throughout the whole thing, although I do advise that you do, because I do think that there's an important message in here. Okay, so we have 7 right here. We're gonna come back to this one. And then there we go, testimony. Love is stronger than death. That's an interesting line, the first line, because in a way we are going through these ego death moments. There are things popping up that we have to fully release, and that's why there's this like energy of grief also. I don't know if you know this artist, Marcos something. He makes all these really good, like just look up Marcos, you'll see his art style. I bought this t-shirt from him, and this is kind of representative of Mott. Like it's like the brain and the heart, but this reminds me of having your heart lighter than a feather. So what has been weighing your heart down? What are you releasing right now in order to align to true love? And love is stronger than death, than the ego death. You know what I'm saying? It brings forth transformation. Yes. Okay. To give testimony is to publicly place our lives on the line in order to stand up for what we believe in. The testimony that Mary Magdalene gives to the court of Tiberius or Caesar is still celebrated at Easter in the Eastern Orthodox Church, with the tradition of exchanging red eggs. According to the legend, Mary Magdalene traveled to the court of Tiberius Caesar after Christ was crucified in order to give testimony to witnessing his resurrection. Because of her high social standing, she was given an audience before the court. I've always imagined that the testimony that she gave of Christ's resurrection was her first sermon. We can only imagine how she described what it was like to see Christ at the empty tomb, what it was like to see two angels standing where his head and his feet have been, what it was like for the angels to ask her, "Why are you weeping?" and then for her to turn and see a familiar-looking gardener who asked her the same question, "Why are you weeping?" And how it was only when the gardener said her name, it was only when she heard her name in his voice that she recognized Christ. Love, I have always imagined her saying, is stronger than death. If we can see with the eye of the heart, there is no separation between this world and the next. The love that Christ and Mary embodied in this life endures the loss of the physical body. Mary picked up an egg as she was testifying to Christ's resurrection. I've imagined this to be because she wanted to point us to the truth that all life comes from within, and because she saw Christ from within her with the eye of her heart. And I've imagined that for her, the egg as a symbol of the divine feminine was a good visual to try to help the court grasp that we each contain a soul within us, like a yolk within an egg. Caesar was not persuaded by Mary's testimony, so he allegedly declared to her, "A body can no more resurrect than an egg in your hand turn red." And then the egg in Mary's hand immediately turned red. I love that. So the question for this card is, what do I testify to be true in this moment? And is it really coming from a place of love, you know? And then 7 is, I feel like I should read this one at the end of the reading. I don't know, I just get that feeling. So we're starting the reading with the testimony, and then we're going to go to 7, and the true love is on the bottom of the deck. I'm going to grab these cards. If you'd like a personal reading, everything is linked in my bio, or it'll be in the description box below wherever you're seeing this. I do have one-on-ones like on Zoom. They'll be recorded for you, so you can watch them later, reference them if you need to, or I have pre-recorded readings, or you can always catch me on live. When I am on live, you just kind of have to hop in line on live. Typically, the list is runs really smoothly, though. I love being on live and actually connecting with you guys in real time. Okay, what does this collective need to know? You are very close. It says you are very close to achieving your goal. This is a gibbous moon. It's time to take action. South Node, don't let your past hold you back. This card has been popping up a lot, and this is time to take action. The waxing moon, the energy is gaining momentum in the reverse. So, like I said, there's something that you need to release. There's this energy of like death and rebirth, swirling around. Hello. So we kind of went through this testimony thing, and we're talking about resurrection, like being reborn again through love. This union energy, coming into union with yourself. And I feel like this has to do with a particular person, maybe someone in the past, or maybe multiple energies that you kind of haven't like officially closed doors with. That is kind of like slowing down the momentum, because whether you realize it or not, like when you're in intimate containers with people, energetically you're like connected to them. So if you're trying to propel on this trajectory of your life and you're holding on to a past Persian, and you're not seeing, you're wondering why, like, you get thrown off. You're wondering why you feel more tired. You're wondering why all of a sudden, like, you're building this momentum and now you just don't fucking feel like doing anything. And it's because this person, whether they're doing it subconsciously or consciously, is resonating with an older timeline that you once resonated with, but you're trying, like, you're splitting yourself. You're making yourself scattered. You're literally taking yourself out of alignment, which is being, you know, committed to one path at that time, you know? Let me see. What angels are supporting this message? The Angel of the Shadows. So these are like very interesting cards to me. These are connected to the I wanted to say Merkaba, but that's not it. That's a part of it. It's the Tree of Life. Like Jewish mysticism. They're really deep. They're really poetic. I love the art on them. This is the Angel of the Shadows that's following this figure right here. Says the Angel of the Shadows. So these are actually angels. Like, you can look them up and connect to this angel. Bezaleel. Bezaliel. Bezaleel. Bezaleel's shadow failed to stick to the ground. Instead, it hung up in the air like a specter, a twisted impersonator carrying a ghastly sense of unlife as it floated nearby. In the right light, it was hard to tell the two of them apart. His blank, expressionless face was always always a half hidden by a hood. No one could ever know for sure if they were looking at the real angel or his shadow. It was just easier to avert your eyes. He would walk through your dreams at night, watching from a distance and saying nothing. Okay, so there's like a few things that stick out to me pertaining to this reading. A twisted impersonator. Again, this is like a ghost of your past. You know what I'm saying? It's like pulling you into like a past timeline. In the right light, it's hard to tell the two of them apart. Because if you are associating with that energy, that becomes a part of your energetic field. And other people, okay, so like if we weren't actually looking at each other and we were just feeling energies and you're associated with this energy, and there's another person that comes along that is supposed to be on your divine path, they're not able to recognize you because you're associating with this past energy. It's attached to you. You know what I'm saying? No one could ever know for sure if they were looking at the real angel or his shadow. It's just easier to avert your eyes. So in that way, it's like you're kind of choosing to be ignorant to this. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you feel it, but you can't be ignorant to it. Especially depending on, like, if you have a very high vibe, if you are a very like high frequency type of person, or if you like have good energy, you're going to attract a lot of people that have very strong shadows as well. You know what I'm saying? Because everything is equal and opposite. So you need to be discerning, and it's about really protecting your divine path, because every time that you don't assert the correct boundaries, you're not moving in integrity. And again, like, I love this shirt because it's like the heart and the brain. It's like you start to gaslight yourself out of how you're actually feeling, and you're not honoring your divine truth, which is honoring your heart space, you know, and keeping yourself in alignment with what you feel called to do. And you're allowing yourself to be like, I want to say like infiltrated, or like this, that card said impersonated, you know, like you're allowing somebody to leech off of your energy, you know? Let's get into the tarot. Which one do I want to do this one. I like these, yeah, so this is showing me the Emperor and the Six of Swords. The Emperor is about being an authority figure in your life. This could also be a masculine energy. This could be your internal masculine energy trying to, like, again, like it's time to take action. New moon in Aries. This is a card of Aries. If you have Aries placements, like, especially if you have like, I think last night there was an Aries moon in the live. I think there's an Aries moon in the live right now. But your emotions are supposed to be leading you towards a more peaceful place, you know? Six of Swords is about traveling first to a more mentally peaceful place with the swords. And like once you cleanse your mind space, you're able to actually match your reality to that. Does that make sense? But you need to make decisions. You need to be a leader in your own life. You need to stop caring about what other people think. If it's going to hurt somebody else's feelings, or like really ask yourself, what the fuck are you being loyal to? Are you being loyal to a past version of yourself that's keeping yourself held back? Is it because you guys have a lot of history? What does that mean? What does that mean in the grand scheme of things, you know? If a person is supposed to be in your life, they will respect the decisions that you make, you know? Well, Three of Cups, Nine of Swords, Five of Wands, Knight of Swords. Yeah, okay, so I feel like this particular energy, again, I get like law of transference. Like A and B are only, or A and C are only connected because of B. So this person could be, I think this comes out as two different things. Like there's some kind of gossip, or like you're worried about gossip, or you're worried about perception. And Spirit is like, don't be worried about that. Like the people are going to talk and it's going to be perceived as conflict, but you still need to do that. Like this is like someone being in their power, like using their sword of truth, saying their truth, creating a boundary. They're on this white horse, which is about like integrity and clarity and being of the light, you know? And so there is conflict and like worry about conflict or gossip. And there's like a mixture of like, yeah, there's even three people. I haven't even ever seen this, but there's another person over here. There's three people involved. You give me more. So there's the Hermit, being by yourself. There's clarity when you're by yourself, but then you're around an energy or with an energy that can't be by themselves. I think that there's hesitation on making a judgment call around this. And this keeps you like bound. It keeps you stuck, you know? Again, to bring you back to like the beginning of the reading, the testimony. This is about death and resurrection. This is about coming into union. At the bottom of the deck, this is true love. You know what I'm saying? This is about separation in order to come into union with who and what is actually like in alignment with you, like your divine counterpart, you know? And this particular energy, it gives me like, they don't know how to be by themselves. It's very validating for their ego to have people around. And you are picking up on other people's energy, which like kind of like is disrupting your field. But I don't think that you don't know this. I think that you're choosing not to acknowledge this because it's like something that's kind of like a higher level concept, or like an ethereal kind of thing, an energetic thing. And so you hesitate on actually taking action on it because you're trying to bring your brain into it instead of actually trusting how you're feeling. Yeah, literally the Six of Swords is coming out again. Like Spirit is like, you need to go off on your own. The Fool and the Six of Swords and the Page of Wands. There's like a new beginning, a spark. Like this is like a catalyst to a new beginning. I think also once you remove yourself, you're going to see that you weren't the problem. Two of Cups in reverse. Yeah, you weren't the problem. Yeah, this is a karmic cycle. This was a karmic partner. Two of Cups in reverse. And then the World card. This is, yeah, you're gonna see like this was someone that couldn't really give to you. They have very scattered energy, like I said. This is someone that rather than looking at you as an investment, they saw like they don't know how to actually ground a relationship. You know what I'm saying? They feel like they don't understand what that actually means. Like Page of Pentacles is the seed, is planting the seed, is nurturing the harvest, you know? They didn't look at you like an investment because they don't actually like see a seed for a seed. You know what I'm saying? They see like, they don't see a crop. They're just like, what am I supposed to do with this? They don't have the actual nurturing skills to build a relationship, to actually ground it. Something that's coming to mind is like, I saw this video today or last night or something that was saying that trees grow simultaneously, you know, like both up and down. This person doesn't know how to handle conflict, which is a reflection. This is how this is being reflected back to you. You don't know, you don't want to, you're trying to avoid conflict. The tree, the roots, when it grows down at the same time that's growing up, the roots require gravity, they require resistance in order to ground. This person does not know how to ground a relationship because they avoid resistance. They avoid conflict. They avoid the reality that gravity brings. You know what I'm saying? And so when there's conflicts in relationships individually, like they're afraid to invest because they don't want to end up in conflict. They know that, I think subconsciously they know that relationships are not perfect. So rather than actually like digging down and like going deep with somebody, they would rather scatter their energy so that they don't have to do that inner work. They don't have to go deep. So they can't bring anything to harvest, you know? So the Hanged Man in reverse is about freeing yourself, you know, like there is freeing yourself from this place of stagnancy, realizing that this person doesn't have the, like, they're not capable, which has nothing to do with you. You can't love somebody harder into like wanting to invest in you and into seeing your value. So I think that's where this resurrection, again, this is how you become reborn into being in your leadership and like standing up for yourself. This is developing a healthy masculine energy by actually integrating like your intelligence, you know, like you're paying attention to your feelings, you're taking note of that, and then you're making decisions. You're using your emotional body for what it's actually used for, to gather information. And then from that information, you're able to make a decision, you know? You're not avoiding the decision making, which then will bring you out of this scarcity mindset because you're holding on to this person because of scarcity. There's a deep belief or a hidden belief and a subconscious belief that you can't find something better or that you don't deserve. This could also be related to a worthiness wound, you know? And so when you come out of this space, when you decide, okay, I'm going to be a leader in my own life, I can handle conflict. The emperor is somebody that goes into war when it makes sense to, you know, in order to protect his legacy, his empire. He doesn't just do it to do it. It's not like an immature energy. This is someone that is calculated and that, you know, is decisive. And he does things for the betterment of like the bigger picture because he can see he can see the whole kingdom, right? So once you step into your leadership and again, you take that bold action, then you're going to come out of this. This is going to be a signal to the universe that you see the abundance of potential relationships that you could be in. You see the abundance of love that the universe has to offer. You see your value, which is going to be reflected back to you and given back to you by the universe. And so there's union. The Four of Wands is about union. It's a celebration. It's some people call it a twin flame card. Yep, Ace of Cups. There's going to be love reflected back to you. there's going to be so much freedom too, you know, like emotional freedom. You're not going to feel, again, like tugged in different directions because you're fucking with somebody that feels tugged in different directions. Like you're going to be cleaning up your energetic field, which this is a stark contrast. There's grief in this with the death there before the resurrection. There is grief, you know what I'm saying? When you add 1 cup to the 5 cups, you get 6 cups. The 6 of Cups card is about the past, feeling nostalgic. You know, that's what will bring probably these feelings. And this is probably the energetic cord that keeps you from actually experiencing the abundance that the universe has to give you, the abundance of love. It's like the nostalgia. That it's like the what ifs, you know? Yeah. It causes confusion, you know, the 7 of Cups. It's like all of the memories, you know. This is very like, again, this is all emotions. So it's like, how are you using your emotions? I think Spirit is asking you to ask yourself, you know, like, how are you using your emotions currently? Are you using them as a guidance system right now and making the best decisions for you? Or are you allowing yourself to be swept away by the nostalgia, you know? And there's divine protection in this 7 of Wands. So there's 7-7. Isn't today 7? Today is 7-7, right? That's a portal. Yeah. I feel like simply for that card is like rejection is protection kind of thing. Yeah, exactly. 9 of Cups in reverse is like, 9 of Cups is like wishes fulfilled. 9 of Cups in reverse is like you thought that you wanted something, like your ego wants something and you're wishing for something to play out in a way, like the way that you imagined it. You know what I'm saying? Like the way that, again, like your emotions got like swept you up and you're like in this like, you know, rose colored glasses like thing, you know, or like the what ifs, the fantasies. And it's like, that is not reality. Reality is like what we talked about. It's like, there's, yeah, you're like a very, I feel like this collective is a very like daydreamy kind of person. You definitely believe in romance, you know? This card, Temperance, is about bringing things back into balance, but it says part man, part woman, part all angel. 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on the land. It's like you need to get grounded in the reality of the situation. And also with grounding into this reality, then I feel like, again, you're coming into union with yourself. Like there's an integration of a healthy masculine energy that is about protecting yourself, which when you step into your leadership, you also invite that energy of divine protection from like your spirit team, you know, because your spirit team is trying to give you signs, signals, you know, again, through your emotional world, through your emotional body, whether you're taking them or not, like that's up to you. But when you do that one small decision, like you say you have this conversation, and again, 2 of Wands, say you finally decide and you have this conversation, you align with the energy of divine protection, you know, because now your guides are saying like that you are implementing the advice. And this is how you get into alignment, you know, part woman, part man, all angel. This is how you come into union with yourself. This is like what we're talking about. Okay, let's get the last ones. What's holding you back from making this decision is insecurity. So there's Ace of Swords in the reverse. Ace of Swords in the reverse is like something not being seen clearly. And it's because of the King of Pentacles in the reverse. And it's like you want to feel safe. You want to feel secure. And so like keeping this person around kind of makes a past version of you feel safe, because technically a past version of you is dying off. So it's clinging on to something, and it's creating confusion with the Five of Swords in the reverse. But through this reading, through this like conversation, through dispelling the shadows of like what's kind of like navigating and like, again, like this impersonation kind of energy, you're going to be able to clear your field. This is going to take like energetic work. So like to clear this confusion, if I can give you some like steps, it would be obviously have this conversation. It would be after that, you're gonna feel, well, probably before you even pick up the phone or send the text message, you're probably gonna feel anxious. You're gonna need to like hold yourself, calm yourself down, parent yourself through that conversation, because there's going to be a part of you that feels it's not about them and their reaction. Is really a part of you that feels the conflict, like you're letting me go, like, you know what I'm saying? That is a reflection that will be like seen through another person's reaction. Does that make sense? But so you're gonna have this conversation. You're gonna have to like do some somatic healing, some like breath work, calm yourself down, tell yourself you're safe, because you are. And then after that conversation, I would say that you need to get into a cord cutting meditation or a violet flame meditation, something that helps you with like actually clearing your field. You probably will be a little bit emotional, because doing that type of work is going to release emotions. So whenever I've done cord cutting meditations, or like violet flame really makes me feel good, like elevated, but cord cutting meditation makes me feel sad. And it's because you can feel a part of yourself kind of like, you can literally feel like your energy clearing up, which is a good feeling. But then it's also like the realization that you're releasing something, So that's my advice. Let's get into, I feel like there's more. You are a messenger. Speak your truth. I can't make this shit up. Repentance. This isn't about repenting to the other person. It's never really about forgiveness for the other person. It's always for you, right? And I felt like I had this realization earlier this morning too. It's like, because someone on Threads said, like, I feel like forgiving people at this point is just enabling them. And I really sat back and I thought about that, and I was like, I agree. Because you don't have to be like this cold-hearted bitch about things, but I do think that when you forgive and allow somebody right back into your field, right back into your life the same way, they do the same behavior, So it's not really, when you can forgive somebody and still have appropriate boundaries, and those boundaries basically put up a mirror for somebody to actually do the self-reflection work on their own, and that's where I think that the repentance comes for yourself, where you allow yourself, you give yourself that forgiveness for the times that you self-betrayed to allow this person into your life. It's not about them, And I do think that there is a level of enabling. And this is also where I think Spirit is kind of clearing the air about things, where like, you don't have to put all this on your shoulders. Like, that's what karma is for, and not karma in the way that people like think. Karma in like lessons, karma in like self-reflection, and karmic like repentance and retribution, Oh, Pisces. There's a Pisces card. What about the Pisces? The Emperor. So, I mean, this could be a reading for me. Like, that's what I'm getting. But don't spend too much time in contemplation. Fortune favors action. I say this because I've recently had like multiple people pop back up into my life that some I feel good about, and some I don't. Some I don't feel good about. Like, I don't but I feel like I try to be compassionate and be nice. But then I also, in the same breath, I be telling people to do this type of shit, and then I don't do it. Codependency in the reverse. It's like releasing codependency. Yeah, because you have to be in alignment, especially in this type of work. So you guys are getting a personal reading on live. Water. It's the emotions, the waves that keep you stuck. The Taurus. For the it's like Taurus and water energy go really well together. But Taurus is very like stubborn. You know, it's like a big ass brick. But water, imagine like, okay, so there's like this thing in the islands that I just visited. There's these things called ocean windows. Basically this is a big ass land formation in the ocean, but because the ocean crashes up against it so many times, it creates a little window eventually, like it chips away at the stone. So this is like you exercising a muscle, exercising your leadership, because basically you need practice. Like you're not good at setting boundaries. And so that's also this Pisces card too, not just like in relation to me being a Pisces, but if there's any other Pisces on the live, but also Pisces energy in general represents the unconscious mind, the energetic body. So like, again, we're talking about protecting your energetic body. Six of Wands. I feel like Spirit's like, yes, ding, 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 ding. You know, like that's like success, you know, sacrifices. It's like, what are you willing to give up in order to be in alignment? What are you willing to sacrifice? What old version of yourself are you willing to sacrifice in order to come into your, not what you want to be recognized for, but it's like your divine path. You know, this is what you're here to do. You're here to create this, like, okay, now we're bringing it to the end of the reading. This is enlightenment. This is like shining light on something in the shadows. This is the point, okay, with the 7, because I was saying towards the end of, or at the beginning of the reading, the 7 are 7 energy centers. Like there's been realignments with each maybe relationship, maybe each, whatever this pattern is for you, it's attacked a different energy center. Like your headspace sometimes is muddied. Your heart space is sometimes muddied. Your confidence is sometimes fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And it's like there's been realignments happening every time you start to set a boundary, because you're clearing that energetic field. It's like releasing yourself from the bondage, which there's 7 energy centers. This is about being in alignment. You see that her 7 energy centers are in alignment. It says vision comes from within. So like there's also another card in that deck that is the 7 powers of the ego, which shows her like more bound. And so each particular relationship or situation that this kind of like cycle is like recycled, is helping you to clear your energy field. That's the best way I can put it, if that makes sense. It's like you're freeing yourself energetically, which puts you into flow. Because when the way that we receive downloads, the way that we receive energy, and the way that we filter through our energy and use it, is we receive from the divine, we intuit it, we discern it, you know, this is all upper, and then we express it, we feel it, we use our willpower to start to ground it, we create with it, and then our root chakras, we officially ground it, then we send it back up. You know what I'm saying? And so there needs to be a clear channel. That's literally what it means to be in alignment. But if you have these people that are pulling on different aspects of you, you are scattered and you're like this, you know? So the 7, let's read the 7. In chapter 7 of Mary's Gospel, Mary asked Christ, "So now, Lord, does a person who sees a vision see it with the soul or with the spirit?" Christ's answer is fragmented because the following 4 pages of Mary's Gospel are missing. This is the cryptic start to Christ's response. A person does not see with the soul or with the spirit. Rather, the mind, which exists between these two, sees the vision, and that is what... ... I've often wondered if these pages were torn out because the scriptures that in the scripture that's missing, Christ reveals to Mary how true vision comes from within, and if how we truly see in this world isn't ultimately by our God damn, can I talk? By our eyesight, but a spiritual perception that exists within. If how we know what's true for us, what's real and lasting, if these answers come from within, then no one can have power over us. Interesting. If we contain our own answers, then no one can mislead, manipulate, or distract us by saying that true power or true peace is over here at a price, or over there, or at the cost of our own freedom. There's a tremendous power and immeasurable peace that comes with knowing that all we ever need to do is seek inwardly and we will find. All we need to do is close our eyes and open to the heart and see clearly. The word mind in this passage is not our modern understanding of it. In the original Greek, the word for mind is nous, which is translated more accurately as the spiritual eye of the heart. This, or the nous, then is the aspect of the soul that allows us to receive vision from within. What can cloud over our spiritual perception, according to Mary's gospel, are the 7 powers of the ego. 7 is the spiritual number of transformation, of the stages of the soul that must pass through in order to reach liberation. And legends say that 7 times a day, Mary was lifted above the holy mountain in the south of France by 4 angels. 7 times a day, I think this means she freed herself from the 7 powers of the ego, so she could see clearly again and again with the eye of the heart. So the question is, what vision am I ready to receive within? So I feel like this is like you're going through an upgrade, which is basically you're coming into union with yourself. And if you put down the humanness of your experience, and you put on like your spiritual lens, like they said, like see with the eyes of the heart, you won't take this separation as personally, because you only take things personally when the ego is involved. I feel like this is about spiritual evolution. This is about doing what's best for your soul and your soul path. And it's also about finding gratitude for those that have helped you come into this place, of understanding, of seeing yourself through these reflections. Because at one point you did resonate with that scattered energy, but now that you're trying to elevate, you're trying to come into union with yourself, like you no longer resonate with that. So you need to take the appropriate actions, I just feel like I want to keep pulling. I need to get dressed so I can go into town. Definitely did. I'm glad that it's resonating. Like I said, this reading I feel like is for me because I have I didn't put this one back. I have one particular person, not on this slide. Is very like they don't make me feel good at all, like at all. But there's a part of me that feels like, oh, I should be friends at least, or blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, no, like, I don't feel good with you in my life. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel good. I feel drained every time even if I like see a text message, I feel like a ping in my stomach. Like, I don't like that feeling, Yes. Blossoming and sorceress. You're a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality, and you're just getting started, so have patience with yourself, the process, and do not give up. Yeah, like you have like your creative energy. This for me, sorceress, gives me, especially when I said I get that ping in my stomach, this person feels like more like an energy vampire. You know what I'm saying? Like they feel your good energy and they want it. And that's why I feel like there's a pull on that exact fertility. It can't make it up. I'm telling you, fertility, the creative energy, it's like you're literally about to start something new. It's like, it says it's the perfect time for you to start new projects access new ideas, and give birth to new conditions. And this person is like pulling on this particular energy space. They connect to you through the emotions because they know that you're an emotional person. So they pull on those heartstrings, but they're actually siphoning from this area. You can feel it if you like connect to your body, you know? Exactly. Divine passion on the bottom of the deck. Be honest with yourself. What is your heart's truest desire? Gross. That gives me gross energy. Like, yeah. What are you really being loyal to, you know? Anywho, that is the message for the day. And I need to get dressed, but I will hop on here for personals probably later this evening. I don't know, it depends on how I'm feeling. Or you can book a personal with the link in my bio. Bye. And I also have this free guidebook called the Venus Codes. I recorded like a half-hour video talking about the reflection of how your money affects relationships, how relationships affect your money, and how to tap into a higher frequency of love and abundance. Bye. That's free and it's in my bio as well. I put a lot of love and energy into that if you guys want to grab that. All right, I'll see you later.